Ready for more nostalgia content? Good, because I'm gonna talk about the computer games from my childhood that molded my expectations. So follow me. We're only a mile and a half away. Walking distance. The journey begins with an ancient white Dell box sitting in a clutter-filled desk cabinet. You know, one of those oversized fuck-offs in terms of furniture. Prior to figuring out how to use dial-up internet, and before advancing to the flash games age, a binder stuffed with plastic sleeves and CD-ROMs is what I believe to be peak computing, and I still do if we're comparing it to the first two things I mentioned. I'll start off with my old favorite, Lego Creator. I played this game for years until I found Roblox. Then I had a real reason to skip school. Well, fuck Roblox. Let me tell you, this Lego game had TNT, customization, and after a long ass time of playing it, I discovered you could make the figures move. Nowadays I have Teardown, which is pretty much all I play. That and Gang Beast. All I know is smashing and funny physics. For once in your life, can you stay on topic like Jesus Christ? Alright. Well, another old PC game I played was some medieval game where I just remember customizing rooms. I had to ask my older brother about it, and he said it was a Fisher-Price point-and-click adventure where you can slap stickers on a banner. Maybe that's all I did as a kid. Nope. Watched some of this playthrough and all the memories came rushing back. This intro Viking, bulging giant, and artsy intermissions all remain dormant in my head. Oh, of course some biased hipster in the comments section said that the 95 version was better. So I looked it up and yeah, it looks better, animation wise maybe, but I never played it so it doesn't matter. Even as a young one, I hated point and click games. I've always yearned for sandboxes. I have this memory where I stayed home from school for a few days because one of my big toes had faded powdered donut white. I passed the time by playing this pointy clicker where you traveled the world as a vixen in a red hat, but I don't think I played it beyond my infected toe phase. Another vague memory is playing Frankenstein with an asexual potato head. I feel like that had to be a minigame and not its own thing. I'm guessing something Toy Story related or a Hasbro demo disc. That's the only games I can remember from that binder. Besides the Lego game, the rest all blend together in a point and click educational mist. Unless you count the Looney Tunes paint game on the Super Nintendo, since it felt like it belonged on the computer. Okay, not really. Even as a youngin', this game was boring. Anyways, I recall one time I saw my uncle playing Diablo, which instantly had me mesmerized, though I didn't understand what I was seeing until years later, similar to when I found his Playboys. Also as a child, I saw someone playing SimCity and thought it was a tornado movie, so I was mostly right. I hope whoever is watching this can fondly remember the days of mystery before handheld computer knowledge was common. Now the only mysteries I have to look forward to are cold case files, and even those are being solved. It reminds me of when I was over at some stranger's house and they played one of those anime music videos for the song Chop Suey, featuring Majin Vegeta sacrificing himself. So I discovered System of a Down and Dragon Ball Z in the same afternoon with no way to seek further information. Left in my head, eventually these universes were presented to me by my brother. I think the worst thing I've ever done to him was go ask my mom for permission to watch the Cool Dragon show while he was in the other room trying to sneak a view. The reason we weren't allowed to watch it was because my mom said it made my brother too tense. She thought he was gonna hurt himself trying to power up. Went off on another tangent there, huh, buddy? At least I was still talking about childhood trauma. We'll get back to computer games now. Years later, I figured out my friend Chase had the better computer games right across the street. He had the Harry Potter edition of Lego Creator, which had improved the gameplay. However, the story was confusing. You had to read books and watch movies to understand it. Meanwhile, I always understood Zoo Tycoon. Me and my friend would play this for hours, spawning in animals to hear the noises over and over again. The bongo sound was our favorite. Until we got our hands on the dinosaur expansion, then a T-Rex feasting became music to our ears. Lastly, he had the original Red Faction, but I never played the story, just the tunnel digging level. Almost forgot to mention the innocent stuff I found on the web. Cartoon Network's website had the best games. My favorite too was the Orgy Island RPG, and the one where you make Jawbreaker feeding tubes for Ed, Edd and Eddy. Let's move on to them standalone browser games. I still have my original RuneScape account, until a hacker wants to change that. And Club Penguin was the first game I got banned from. What else was there? Oh yeah, Neopets. Digimon for pussies. When I reminisce about Neopets, I think about the time when my late aunt came through like Santa Claus, only she was a McDonald's manager that stole all the extra toy collectibles. She had every type, even duplicates. However, these monsters right here were the coolest McDonald's toys ever. I heard they had to recall some of them because it was killing kids. Alright, stay focused now. Stay focused! Alright. Well, I gotta give Sims a shout out. Played a lot of 1 and 2 growing up. and I'm sure we all euthanize test subjects with indoor fireworks, but the most important lesson we all learned from the first Sims is that music can be fucking scary. When watching a horror movie, you're ready for suspense, while here your guard is down. The developers knew this and crossed the line by basically putting a rape scene in a children's show. Now, there's a huge gap in this incoherent timeline because I already made a video where I talk about when my addiction to computer games reached an all-time high. Of course, I'm referring to the manhole cover that separated me from reality. Beyond. Hey, before you go, I need help finding this Alamo game one of my other friends had. I don't remember if it was a real-time strategy or some slow turn-basing. Really vague, but I want suggestions, please. It may have been a war history game and the Alamo was just a little level. I don't know. Help me.